So I panicked and I stabbed her. Or I tried to shut her up.
Interrogation confessions.
I shot him right here. I gave him his nose job. He wanted.
The shocking moments that sometimes can only come when a criminal is face to face with law enforcement in a small room.
I think I went a little too far because I was blacking out while I was doing it, right?
I know you're looking directly at me, aren't you? The information I gave is not worth $6. It's worth a lot more.
We're breaking down some of the most memorable interrogation confessions caught on tape. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law&Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. Everybody loves a self-made success story, but John Morgan says that is not how real life works. The great John Morgan, everybody. In his new book, Life is Luck, the founder of Morgan & Morgan gets real about the role that luck plays in success and how to recognize opportunity when it shows up.
And that seed was just lucky.
From delivering newspapers as a kid to building America's largest injury law firm, Morgan shares the moments that changed everything.
It's a how-to book to approach life, luck, and ultimately success.
This isn't another billionaire memoir full of cheesy advice. It's honest, blunt, and packed with lessons on turning good luck and bad luck into something bigger. So I hope people read it. I hope people appreciate it. Buy Life is Luck now on Amazon at forthepeople.com/lifeisluck. The interrogation room. It's a place where really anything can happen when you think about it. We've seen it time and time again. And that is what I want to get into right now. We've seen the confessions, we've seen the admissions, moments that have radically changed the case for a criminal defendant. So with that in mind, we're going to explore some of those moments.
I pushed my way in, I handcuffed her, I tied her up, and then we just drove up the mafia.
We begin with Richard Cottingham. That's who you see, a serial killer. Now almost 80 years old, serving 3 life sentences for 5 murders. This is a guy who is claimed to be responsible for dozens and dozens and dozens of killings, known as the Torso Killer, operating officially in New York and New Jersey for years, maybe other states as well. He was arrested back in 1980. And what you're watching, okay, is really just a shocking confession from 2014.
It's a lot of years of running around.
A lot of states too.
Yeah. Do you have a number in your head that you think? Did you ever sit back and think about it?
It's sad to say I couldn't count that high. They start to get jumbled. I would say it's well over 80.
You think that many?
Well over. I've done some in Florida, Connecticut, a lot in New York, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Baltimore. Any place within driving distance that was not connected to me, I would try. My whole thing was not to make a pattern, which I never did. And never to try to kill them the exact same way or to, leave a signature. I wasn't stupid, and other than that one time in Hackensack where just luck, I would have been caught there.
Right.
I was never even close to getting caught, other than that one time.
I mean, he was caught in 1980. Apparently, he checked into a motel in New Jersey with a sex worker that he was sexually abusing and torturing her. The staff heard, called police, he was arrested, and that's when they started investigating and connected him to all of these other killings. But I just want you to listen to this part, because he doesn't think he's a serial killer.
That was the thing with me. I wasn't a serial killer. No,
You just told me you think you killed over 80. That fits the definition pretty well.
No, it doesn't.
But I know what you say, because you've told me in the past, there's been many more that you let go.
Hundreds.
Yeah.
I didn't go out to kill somebody. Most anyone I killed was when I would be somehow connected to them, and I didn't want to get caught. It was more than just not getting caught.
Oh, I see. Okay, got it. But just to be clear, this isn't a vicious serial killer?
You mentioned you stabbed her. Do you know for sure? Like,
Yeah.
How many times you stabbed her or anything?
One time,
Okay.
right in the face.
Oh, it was definitely in the face.
Because
Okay.
she was screaming, I just panicked.
Do you remember specifically with her?
No.
Okay. So you're just kind of guessing because
Not
you're
at-
going
I'm saying front, when I
on
say
the rule of
front,
averages.
yeah, I mean, I know she wasn't shot, I didn't shoot,
Yeah, no, I know that.
things like that,
Well, like the girl up here, you stabbed, which is not, not your...
That was very unique, and that's only because I panicked. I didn't intend to, and it was a steak knife. It was a steak knife, and the knife broke. That's another fact. If you find the incident, you'll see.
Okay.
Then it wasn't a regular knife like a guy. It was a steak knife from one of the places we stopped at.
And the way he describes the victims, it's like hard to process. My gosh.
You love dark hair.
The funny thing is, most of my victims died, but I like blonde stuff. And it was the game to get, most times we went out drinking, I'd get them drinking, get them drunk, get them in a room, have all the sex, and I never paid them. And that was the majority of the thing, to beat them out of their money, because they were going to try to beat me out of it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I had a case right here, right on Route 46. I had the girl in there. She was so greedy. She took she was naked from the waist up. She grabbed my pants and ran out of the room with my pants and left her shirt behind. And she runs right into a guy next door. He opens the door, he heard the noise.
You thought she was stealing your wallet? Or stealing your cash?
She was.
Yeah.
She grabbed it. She got about $1,100 from me. I was the only one that ever got away. Got my money. Out of all of them.
Chilling, to say the least. But I want to move on. Okay, we go from Richard Cottingham to now, let's talk Shayna Hubers.
I shot him right here. I gave him his nut job. He wanted.
Yep, so not a serial killer, but that is her admitting to authorities that she shot and killed 29-year-old Ryan Poston back in October of 2012 at his home out in Ohio. Shot 6 times by Hubers, his on-again, off-again love interest. And it turns out, the same night that he was shot and killed, he was supposed to go on a date with Miss Ohio, Audrey Bolte. And from the initial 911 phone call by Hubers to what she said in her interrogation, she was adamant that yes, she shot him, but she claimed she had no choice.
And I shot him in self-defense because he's done stuff before where I've hit my head on a headboard and could have died.
Okay.
He was physically violent with me and threw me around the room from the from the bedroom all the way into the dining room, all the way into the living room, back into the dining room. He's a lot bigger than me. And I was reaching up and grabbing at his shirt. I think I had ripped his shirt. And it got to a point where we were screaming at each other and I was crying. He was standing on the other side of the table screaming at me, reaching over to hit me and stuff, and I backed up, and he was screaming the most hateful things at me that were just evil, and he had this look out of his eye that was evil, and he was fucked up on pills. And he had guns laying on the table. And he has in jest before, when we've gotten into fights, he's into guns, he keeps loaded guns in the house, has picked up a gun, pointed it at my face as a joke. What would you do if I, put you? And he had thrown me around the room and hurt me and was screaming at me, and I knew he was gonna hit me again or throw me or something again. And I knew I was leaving. I had already packed my things, and I was asking him, can I pack the rest of my things and go? Let me pack my things. And he wouldn't let me into the bedroom to pack my things, and I got the lock about the door, and got in there and unlocked it while he was laying in the bed, probably just laying there doing nothing, lazy. And I went in there and got my stuff. Came out. And we got into a huge fight. That was before all this happened. And he got upset because I had unlocked the door because he had locked it. And he was screaming at me, telling me I was a hillbilly, that he hates me, that he hates my speaking voice. I hate everything about you. This is what he was screaming at me as he was trying to hit me across the kitchen table, and it was about as broad as this. And there was a gun laying right there. I think there was also one laying on the other side of the table, closer to him. And I knew what the next thing might have been, and I knew he was violent, I knew he was crazy. And I picked up the gun, and it was loaded. I didn't think it would be loaded. And there was the trigger, the safety release, you know? And he taught me how to shoot guns, or else I would have missed, you know? And I just picked up the gun, and in the middle of him doing something with his arm or saying something crazy, shot him. I killed him in a mechanism of self-defense, or shot him in a mechanism of self-defense, and then knew he was going to die, so put him out of the misery.
And she was very keen on discussing what was going on in her mind and the different factors to consider for why lethal force was necessary, that he was an immediate threat to her safety.
But he's so much bigger than me, that him hitting me versus me hitting him is not really an even fight. One blow and he could kill me. Yeah. If worst came to worst, I'm rather he's dead than unhurt, because I could have been really badly hurt. He's pulled guns on me as jokes before, and I think that was in mind tonight, because I never had a fight that was this big. He's pulled it out, whipped it, and been like, what would you do if I shot you right now? What would you do if I... And I was afraid.
You talk about shocking admissions. I mean, she even described the details of him being shot.
When I shot him in the face, he had put his arm across the table, and there's a lamp, and he had put his arm across the table and had it in my face and was screaming at me at the top of his lungs after he had thrown me around the room, and was saying emotionally to me, "You're a hillbilly. I hate you. I hate your Eastern Kentucky accent. I hate your mother. I hate your friends. I hate everything about you for what you are, and my family." And he was screaming it, and he had his hand on the table, and he wasn't completely standing up. He was like this. And he was laying with his face on the table, like twitching. And so I knew he was going to die a very slow and painful death. I knew he was already dead. You know, within the next 20 seconds, within the next 2 minutes, I knew he was going to be dead. And he was in a lot of pain. He was twitching, he was moaning, but he was ultimately dead. And so I shot him enough times to kill him so that he wouldn't suffer at that point, which was a few more times. And I shot him, I think I shot him twice, thought he was completely dead, and he was laying there still, twitching and making noises. And I shot him in the head. I shot it once and didn't shoot again for a while. But I was watching him die. It was so painful to watch him die and to know that I had done that. Mm-hmm. That I just walked around the table and shot him where I knew he would die immediately. I shot him probably 6 times.
Here was the first problem. Despite describing this violent episode,
it wasn't killing him because I was spiteful. It wasn't killing him because I'm done with the relationship, I'm done with you for you. It was, you're evil. And you've been throwing me around the room like a rag doll. You can't throw somebody into the ground. I probably have rug burns. I was thinking about that. Okay. I probably have rug burns. I feel like if someone else was in the room and they watched it go down, they would have been like, good for her. She was beaten up or thrown around the room. Like, I don't have any marks, but I was thrown around the room. I probably do on my legs, actually. I was thinking about that. I probably do have some bruises. My shoulder hurts. think he grabbed me by the shoulder. Yeah. Like, it feels like sore. You can see from the living room that's not how it happened. If you walk in there,
Yeah.
things thrown. It doesn't look right.
Yeah.
You know, it's a disarray. It's a mess.
Yeah.
Clothes are thrown. Bed linens are thrown.
Yeah, that's something, they'll look at.
There was apparently no evidence of Shayna suffering physical injuries or that this crime scene was in some state of disarray. And it wasn't just the confession about the shooting, but her thought process that raised questions about her self-defense claim and fear for her life.
I picked up the phone and called my mother and said, Mama, what did I do? Ryan and I got into a physical fight and I killed him. I shot him, Mama. And she said, you call the cops, Shayna. You gotta call the cops and you gotta tell them exactly what happened, tell them the truth. I don't want to go to prison. I don't think I deserve to. I didn't go over there and plot to murder him. I didn't go over there and say, I want to kill Ryan. I went over there with the best of intentions. I love you. Let's work this relationship out. I can only imagine what's going through these people's heads, Like, why did she kill him? What happened? Because I feel like everyone knows me well enough to know that, I didn't just, plot and kill a dude,
But it's the really odd behavior. That is what separates a self-defense case from someone seemingly wanting to kill. She actually started dancing in the interrogation room. Or how about her singing and seemingly praising her own actions?
How sweet the sound that I say, oh, I'll be right back. Thank you. I did. Yes, I did. I can't believe I did that.
Yeah, that was the problem for the then 21-year-old.
I don't know if anyone will ever want to marry me if they know that I killed a boyfriend in self-defense. It's not funny, but I can't even imagine what people are going to say about me. I know. Well, the worst part. Oh, it's scary. It's scary to think about. I'm going to have a lot of enemies. Now, here's a good question. If I had to go to jail, can you shower there? Or do you just get really dirty? I think they let you shower there. Really? Yeah, pretty sure. I have to shower in front of people? Oh, I don't know. Oh my God! Idea.
But it's how she processed the shooting in that interrogation room, this kind of stream of thought, seemingly justifying her actions, that was really important for her case.
I'm not your typical murderer. No, not the one that you see on the record. He said, you're just a hillbilly from Kentucky. And I am. I guess the hillbilly came out of me. I feel really bad about it because I really loved him, but he was so abusive to me today, and in the recent past, that it's I feel like that's evil of me in my heart. Because I was raised really, really Christian, and murder is a sin, and however it happened, I consider it murder, even if it wasn't self-defense, I can be sitting here oh, I hope Ryan's family doesn't hate me. And their son is abusive. Their son beat a girl who weighs 85 pounds less than him and drug her around his house, pulled me by the ponytail of my hair. He deserved it. He deserved it. part of me doesn't feel bad about it. That part of me does, you know what I mean? Like, that part of me is like, he hit me, he threw me. You just don't treat a woman like that. And I was like begging him to stay in the relationship and be with me because I knew that we weren't really loving each other. You know, Ryan had told me that he loved me and wanted to be with me. And I guess somewhere along the way, that grew to hate. He was screaming how much he hated me. But you get to the point where you've had enough, you know, and I think I was there. When I was at that point where I had had enough of the abuse. I'd had enough of the torment. I'd had enough. And I can't believe I did it. I am really not a bad person. Yeah, I don't think you are. I think anybody who knows me knows that. I mean, look at me, like... I'm motivated, I'm educated, I love people. My degree is in counseling psychology, you know? Like, I want to help people, I don't want to hurt people. And I always was really good to him. And to be treated like that, pushed around, literally picked up and thrown and treated and like pretty much beaten, I couldn't take it anymore. I didn't do anything out of like malicious intent, you know, like I didn't do anything that would cause. I feel like if someone else was in the room and they watched it go down, they would have been like, good for her.
So what happens? She gets charged with murder. 2015, she goes on trial, argues self-defense, toxic relationship, he was abusive, that he was violent with her that night. That was the defense's argument. Prosecution claimed, no, this was a cold-blooded killing. She did it out of anger, didn't like the idea of Ryan moving on. The jury finds her guilty of murder, sentenced to 40 years in prison with the possibility of parole in 20 years. It's not the end of the story. What happens? Her conviction gets overturned the following year because a juror apparently failed to disclose they had a felony conviction on their record. That's a big no-no, meaning that juror legally couldn't serve on the jury. So she gets a new trial. Retrial 2018. Now the defense switches it up. They're not really arguing self-defense anymore so much as extreme emotional disturbance as a result of the alleged abuse by Ryan. Hubers even took the stand this time around. But in the end, once again, she was convicted of murder. And now she was sentenced, instead of 40 years, to life in prison with the possibility of parole in 2032. Now I go to one of the most disturbing and graphic confessions in an interrogation room that I can recall in recent history. That of Taylor Shabiznis. Back in 2022, out in Wisconsin, this young woman was arrested and put in an interrogation room. Why? Because she was suspected of not only strangling 24-year-old Shad Therian with a metal chain, and I'm sorry that I have to say this, but I have to, she was also accused of sexually abusing his body and then dismembering him. His own mother came home to find her own son's blood-drenched head in a bucket in the family basement. I wish this wasn't real, but it was. Now we go to the interrogation. Did Shabiznis deny this? Did she wave her arms and say, what's going on? I'm completely innocent of being framed? No. She basically says, we had kinky sex, things maybe went a little too far, in an apparent meth-infused stupor.
Did you get the chance to strangle me?
She didn't get a chance to strangle you? Was that he was going to, though? Was that part of the...
I thought that was the thing, and then like, I don't know, I'm just like, I think I went a little too far. It was like I was blacking out while I was doing it, right? And then I look at him, he's already purple. I'm like, I don't know if he's fucking, is he good? Is he good? But then like when I woke up, like, you know, during the blackout moment, like he was coughing up blood. I'm like, I don't know, I just kept on going.
And then she says she cut up his body and was sexually abusing it at the same time.
When did you start cutting up his body?
I don't know, like almost right away. I was cutting at the same time.
Okay. But what about the rest of his body parts? Did that take all day? Did you?
I was getting pissed off at the dismemberment process, actually.
Did it take a long time to go out?
Yeah, because like I was nodding out. So
I guess you're kind of sleeping, kind of nodding in and out. Have you taken any other drugs?
I should have took drugs, which that probably would have helped, but I didn't.
So you dismembered the body too?
Yeah.
And what did you do with the body parts?
Oh, they're in the house.
Somewhere?
They're like, yeah.
Basement, upstairs, downstairs?
Absolutely in the basement. I was gonna bring them. And then, I know I forgot the head. I wanted the head.
Did you bring anything with you?
Yeah, it's in the van.
What?
It's in the van. It's, what is it? I don't know, a foot maybe.
The what?
I think it's a foot.
A foot in the van?
A leg maybe. I don't know. I'm like, I'm gonna bring it all, and then I'm like, man, this is messy, so then I just left it. I got lazy.
Okay.
I got lazy, and that's what I did, so I'm like,
Okay. So there's going to be maybe a foot or a leg in the van. And then,
yeah.
what did you do with the head?
I forgot that was in the van, so, yeah.
What did you do with the head?
The head, I put it in that bucket, that black bucket.
Black bucket?
With the blanket on top.
Okay. And then where did you leave it?
Leave the head? The head's still in the bucket. It's right by the stairs.
I'm sorry, but this is what we're dealing with. Again, just admitting to killing him, abusing his dead body, dismembering him, that is something else. And this interview, which apparently lasted hours, continues on with Shabizz then in a different jumpsuit.
What do you think should happen if somebody does something like this to somebody else?
I don't know. They obviously get prison time. I don't know.
You know what Shabizz also asked? I mean, process this one. She asked police if they found all the body parts.
Did you guys find all the parts here?
So, yeah, they're going through the process of looking. So, did you remove any other? You said you had the heart and the liver up with the lungs. Did you remove all that from the chest cavity? Or did you leave them in there?
It could be in there, yeah.
You remember? Or
they're all in plastic bags.
separate bags or one big bag?
They're all in separate bags, like Walmart bags.
Oh.
They'll find them.
All right.
They'll find them.
Well, should we go?
First of all, I'm going to say this. I've said it before. I'll say it again. The investigators are amazing here. Staying cool, calm, collected, able to process and retrieve this information. Well, guess what happened? She was convicted. She pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity, and under Wisconsin law, insanity means you're not legally responsible if due to a mental condition you couldn't appreciate the wrongfulness of what you did or conform your behavior to the law. And despite this interview, right, despite how seemingly insane this crime was, crazy this crime was, a Wisconsin jury didn't buy it. Only took about an hour for them to find her guilty of intentional homicide, abuse of a corpse, and third-degree sexual assault. They also determined she wasn't insane when she committed this crime, and a judge sentenced Shabizz to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Next up, going to Medford, Oregon.
For all the evidence that I gave you guys right there on a silver platter, right there down to the last detail. Down to the last detail. Not one thing missing. Here's the thing. A whole list, step by step by step. Even a third grader could read how easy that was.
Okay, so the guy in this interrogation room is Russell Jones. As you can see, let's just say, unique individual at best.
So, we can do this the nice way and we negotiate, or we can do it the hard way and I can release my bipolar. I'm sorry, buddy, but I eat high school bullies for breakfast.
Yeah, he's having this whole conversation alone in the interrogation room, seemingly trying to communicate with police who he believes are looking in. By the way, yes, they were.
I'm not demanding, I'm asking nicely. As a kind civilian that also knows how to manipulate cops. And I know everything that I'm saying is being recorded, and I'm doing it on purpose. So, I can easily turn the speaker off and rant, and then you guys will come in thinking I'm a loony because you don't hear me. So, we can do this the nice way, and we negotiate, or we can do it the hard way, and I can release my bipolar, which actually you don't really want that. Make a deal, or I let out my bipolar. Your choice.
So why is he there? Well, someone's missing. Aaron Fryer, the father of then 15-year-old Ellie Fryer.
Ellie Fryer is my client, my protectee. You are to release her to me. Oh, I say no more.
You see, Aaron Fryer disappeared from his home, and police responded to a welfare check. Neither Aaron nor Ellie are there. They would find blood in the house, so evidence of a crime. They end up finding his car. Again, no sign of Aaron. But then a short time later, Ellie, Russell Jones, the guy we're talking about, and Ellie's boyfriend, Gavin McFarland, are all seen walking down the street together. So authorities pick them up, and this is why Jones finds himself in the interrogation room.
You want the whole story? Because I did miss a few parts. You want the whole story? Ellie and Gavin are to be put in this room, and I'll give you a total of, let's set our clock, shall we? 2 hours.
Now, despite his ramblings, like, oh, I don't know, this.
Here's the thing. I'm not the one with the donut fetish. With coffee to go with it. Give a cop a donut and he'll want a coffee to go with it. Give a mouse a cookie and he'll want a glass of milk. Give a moose a muffin and he'll want something else. But here's my favorite one. What is it when a cop car is towed by a tow truck? Pulled pork.
When investigators speak to him, that's when the confession comes in about what happened to Aaron.
Now, I think what you originally told us that his body was still twitching when you got there?
Yeah, because all the gases and stuff of, he was dead. Gavin checked his pulse and everything.
What we're learning is something that Ellie has been wanting to happen for a while. And that the three of you guys have been having those conversations.
I was not in the planning of killing him. That was not my idea.
So he ends up telling detectives that he was part of this plan to rescue Ellie from her father, that there was this belief, according to him, that Aaron was sexually abusing Ellie, although, to be clear, there was no definitive evidence of that in the end.
We've been talking about, moving her out several weeks, like she said. And so we got all the stuff backpack by backpack, and whatever we could carry in small bags. And then the big finale was to make it look like he kidnapped her, and put him in a car in the passenger seat. Gavin would tied to the seat, And then Gavin would drive over state line to California. Okay. Killing was not my idea at all. We were supposed to try and find chloroform and knock him out, and then probably put him in the trunk. But we couldn't find any chloroform because it's not online anymore. He said that he didn't like it, and he was not happy with the text either. And
what text?
The text that Ellie sent, that he took a screenshot of, that said that her father tried to sexually...
Okay. Was he upset about that?
Yes.
Were you upset about that?
Being a protector of females? Yes.
Okay.
And if anyone tried to do that to my daughter, I'd probably grab a shotgun too.
Okay.
He claims they go to the house in the middle of the night, and that is when things go sideways.
So we headed over. We waited across the street, down the alley. We were waiting there till she texted saying that he's asleep or whatever, I don't know. And I don't know what she texted him. And so I started wanting to head over, and right when I wanted to head over, she texts. So it's almost like she read my mind. And so we headed over. He went through the gate, because we were going to go through...
When you talk about he again?
Gavin.
Okay.
And he went through the gate, went through her window. I followed shortly after. I stayed at the window. We were loading bags out and stuff. And we got all the bags loaded out, and she said that she's going to grab the keys and pull the car around. While Gavin, I say, talks to the guy, but that's far from. And then she made sure that her sisters were in their room. That way because they're still young, so it would scar them.
Did you ever climb through the window?
No.
Okay.
No, I only went through the front door.
Afterwards?
Yeah, after the beating.
Okay. So earlier, at this point, what you told us was this whole gun thing?
Yeah.
Did that happen?
No.
No.
I just wanted to make it look like he was a good guy. And he is a good guy, trust me.
How did you know to come in afterwards?
Because she told me that she's going to pull the car around, and then, well, he's taking care of business, and then I hear the loud thuds, and she told me, okay, time to go in the front door.
Did you ever actively agree with Ellie and Gavin to cause any harm to?
Actively agree. Knowingly?
Knowingly agree.
To harm, yes. To kill, no.
Police end up finding Aaron Fryer's body near where his car was recovered. Blunt force trauma injuries, beaten to death. And they find a bat in the tree.
You showed me the baseball bat in the tree. Yeah. And did Ellie throw that?
Yes.
Okay. And
she has a pretty good throw.
Well, she does. I was going to say, that's a long way.
Yeah, so in the end, they were all charged in connection with Aaron's murder. This idea seemingly to have Ellie run off with Gavin. Lots of speculation about whether she was in fact the mastermind behind all of this. In the end, Ellie Fryer, she pleads guilty to conspiracy to commit murder, sentenced to 25 years in prison. Gavin McFarland pleads guilty and is sentenced to 25 years to life for murder and conspiracy. And Russell Jones pleads no contest to conspiracy to commit murder, sentenced to 15 years in prison. Okay, over now to the story of babysitter Lindsay Parton out of Butler County, Ohio. So she found herself in an interrogation room after 3-year-old Hannah Weshy collapsed at her home back in 2018. Now, there are a few different conversations with police, including this incredibly difficult moment to hear.
Hannah's not good. Okay? Whatever happened to her happened this morning.
Oh my God.
It's not from the fall from yesterday. She has a severe brain bleed.
Oh my God.
So what we need is the truth from you.
Because we
need to know how this happened. That way we can treat her.
I'm absolutely telling you the truth. Oh my
The
God.
way it's looking right now is that this happened at your house because we need to find out. We need the
I swear to God, I'm telling you the exact truth. We walked in the
From
house
what the
and
doctor saying, she did not walk, she did not talk with this type of injury. None of that could
She did, I promise you she did. We walked right in the house.
Who's we?
Me and her. Me and her. She walked in herself. Walked in herself.
They're saying that's not possible.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
He watched her walk in.
With the injury, there's no way that she could have walked. So, like you said, we're gonna be straight up with you.
I'm straight up with you. I'm dead serious.
This is
No, she walked right in my house.
okay.
And within 30 seconds, that I swear I'm not lying. I would never hurt a kid in my life. My kids don't even get spanked.
Okay, so if you wouldn't, who would?
I don't know.
Okay, I believe you're not being honest with us, and you need to come clean with it. Because you're gonna be a part of this, do you understand me?
Yeah.
Okay, as one mother to another, you can't joke around about this, you can't hide behind it. You need to come ahead of us and tell us what's going on and what you know.
Hannah Wesche ended up dying.
When you have doctors telling you this child was beat, this is abuse, they just pulled the plug on this child is dead.
Oh my God.
So we can't get any more serious than where we're at, Lindsay.
No, I can't.
That's what I'm saying.
So investigators are trying to figure out if Lindsey Parton did something to her. And at first, she's adamant that she doesn't spank, that she's not physical with Hannah. She tries to explain away all of this little girl's injuries by saying, oh, she fell, raise questions about whether Hannah's father, Jason Wesche, was somehow responsible. Turns out, none of that was adding up.
So this is her left cheek?
Yeah. I feel like she was, so when she walked in the not front door, when she walked in the back door, the garage door, into the back of the house.
When is this?
Thursday.
Thursday. Okay.
And I've never seen that before, so I don't know. But I feel like, because the way when she looked up at me and said, buddy, can I have donut and couch, and went to take her jacket off, and she fell on that side, the other side, and there was like a pink cart laying there, and I think she scraped her face on that, but I'm not sure.
This is bruised on both sides. Yeah. There's a piece of cartilage in the ear. So, this isn't one continuous bruise, basically.
Yeah.
It's two bruises. It isn't bruised through. It's something on the front and the back. Looks like.
No, I've
Never seen that?
Never noticed her ears.
What about that? Keep a little scratch.
Mm-mm.
So when people fall, you're gonna have bruising on the sharp points. Okay. So it's gonna be this point, none here, and then some here. Or if you were over here, you're gonna have some here.
And she could have. I don't know. I honestly, I was just coming out of the door and
if you fall straight forward, you're not gonna have bruising over here and none in the middle.
Yeah.
And then bruising would have been here. And up underneath there would have been no bruising. That's a soft spot that your body naturally protects.
Yeah.
The way your body's tucked in. It's tucked in. And that's what we're getting. That's why we wanted you to come down and fill in some of these holes.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, honestly, I've been pretty honest with you this morning. A lot of these aren't adding up to a fall in the gravel.
Yeah.
With it being over here and down here, and then she would have had to fall in like in some perfectly aligned gravel.
And then we get to this moment in the interrogation.
I slipped on her blanket. I opened the door, and we both went down, and she hit that concrete step really hard.
Where? On her head?
On her face, yeah. I was holding her on the left side. When I slipped, it hit her side.
Why would you mind that?
I didn't want to be in trouble. I don't know, because I babysit kids at home. I don't want my husband to get sued. I don't want to babysit kids anymore.
And then we get to the admissions. The admissions that change everything, because Lindsey Parton goes from I wouldn't touch Hannah to this.
How does this happen?
I slapped her upside the head.
With what?
My hand.
Open, closed?
Yeah, open.
What caused that?
She took all of the don't know why she was in trouble. She took all the ketchup out and squirted it into the toilet while I wasn't looking.
That's frustrating.
And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What else had she done that day? Is this like a culmination of things building up?
She did.
What day was that?
This week? This week? Early this week?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I didn't think that hurt her. I really didn't.
Well, they not. I mean, kids are tough. They're not, trust me. You know,
Yeah.
as well as anybody else does, you're very resilient, and you're not going to know.
Tell us about that.
On the chin.
I really did not hit her on the chin.
I'm not saying anything.
Right, yeah, I
Does
don't.
she talk back to you?
No,
She doesn't?
not one bit.
Does she not listen to you? Like, if
She actually does look.
if she's watching a show and you tell her to do something, does she not listen?
No, she listens.
How do you get her attention when she doesn't listen?
Hannah, you gotta listen to Buddy.
Does she not eat well?
No, she eats great. She eats all day long.
Then tell us what happened here.
Tell us about that.
This was not a fall in the driveway.
It's not.
We know what this is consistent with.
Yeah.
Look at me. We do this for a living.
No, I know.
Okay?
I
This
know.
is not the first 3-year-old that we're staring at pictures about, okay? We know exactly what caused this, okay? Exactly. It's not a fall, and you know what caused this. Just like you know what caused this, okay? So what caused this?
I smacked her on the chin for doing it. It was the same thing.
Okay, so this is the same incident.
Yeah.
Tell us about this. Because this is not a smack. I just want to tell you right now, this is not a deep bone contusion from an open-handed smack. Okay? Knowing that.
I didn't.
No, listen. Knowing that we know that, what happened here?
The same thing. It was the same incident.
Tell us, though, what happened, these specific bruises.
When I caught her doing the ketchup, I took it away and I put her on the potty because I figured she had to go pee anyway. I said, Hannah, you can't do the ketchup. I just slapped her on the head and went like that.
Close.
Yeah, like that.
How many times? Don't say once.
Yeah. A couple times.
Because the bruise?
Yeah.
Okay. Does he give you permission to discipline?
Yeah.
I mean, spank and stuff? Okay.
I don't really think. I don't even know why I was mad that day.
So these were close fists, like uppercuts?
Yeah.
Okay. And this was an open-handed smack? Was it really open-handed?
Yeah. Yes. She didn't want him to go to work. And he's like, I gotta go. So he rushed out, and I was like, Hannah, you can't do that. Daddy's gotta go to work.
You shook her?
Yeah.
Did she fall unconscious?
Yeah, well, not necessarily. She didn't fall unconscious. She just, I don't know how to, she kind of.
Was she crying after her dad?
Yeah, no, not crying, just kind of like.
Whining?
Yeah. I shook her, and I remember picking her up and squeezing her, and we did fall. But she did ask me for donut and couch before I.
How hard did you shake her? Like, what was
She was in trouble.
Yeah. And you were angry.
Yeah. Because he asks her every morning to not do that. He asks her.
How many
I'm
times?
in a hurry.
How many times?
You're looking at a 12-hour day ahead of you,
Yeah.
and you're already dealing with this.
Stop doing this already.
Did she cry?
No.
Did it make her cry?
No.
Okay. Then what happened?
I picked her up with the blanket, and that's when we fell, and then all that happened.
Okay. So you take her from dad, set her down.
He set her down first.
She's whining after dad.
Correct.
You pick her up.
Correct.
Close the door. Dad goes.
Yes.
And is that when you shook her?
How are you holding her when you shake her?
My shoulders.
Outside or not?
Yeah.
Was she standing up?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I love
In
it.
front of her? You guys face to face? Okay.
So you're angry.
Were you angry?
No, not necessarily, just frustrated because
Frustrated.
she knows that it's late and needs to go, and when he says that,
And it happens every morning.
not every morning, but quite a lot.
Enough to be frustrating?
Yeah, at this point, because she knows.
Always so difficult to listen to. Now, Parton testified in her own defense at trial.
You didn't know that admitting to shaking Hannah would get you in trouble?
No, I didn't think it would.
But she was ultimately convicted of murder, manslaughter, and child endangerment charges after an 8-day trial in 2019, and she was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 18 years. How do I do an episode on shocking interrogation confessions without talking about Chris Watts? I don't like talking about Chris Watts, but this is one of the most haunting examples. In August of 2018, there were the brutal murders that took place in Frederick, Colorado, of a pregnant mother named Shanann Watts, her 2 daughters, 4-year-old Bella, 3-year-old Celeste. Police sit down with the husband, the father, Chris Watts. You see Shanann had returned home late from a business trip. Her friend got worried when Shanann didn't respond to any messages or phone calls. Chris said he had seen his wife at the house around 5 in the morning, been at work at an oil company all day. He was adamant he didn't know where his wife or children were, and he ends up failing a polygraph test.
It was completely clear that you were not honest during the testing, and I think you already know that. You did not pass the polygraph test.
Okay.
Okay. So now we need to talk about what actually happened. And I feel like you're probably ready to do that.
I didn't lie to you on that polygraph, I promise. Chris, I know. Stop. It's time. Just stop for a minute. Take a deep breath. I want you to take a deep breath right now.
There's a reason you feel sick to your stomach?
And Watts continued to deny that he was deceptive, that he was hiding something. But then at one point, he asks to speak to his father. And I talk confessions, right? That's the episode. According to Watts, he claims, this is what he tells his father, he had been having an affair, talked with Shanann about a possible separation, says she became enraged, told his father he went downstairs, and when he came back up, Shanann had allegedly suffocated the 2 little girls. And Watts says he then strangled her and took all the bodies to a remote oil storage site being used by his employer. That Shanann was buried in a shallow grave, Bella and Celeste's bodies were found in crude oil tanks nearby, and the audio of Watts' confession to his father is hard to hear because Watts seems to be whispering and trailing off at times, but here you go.
She started her begins. Paper. One, just smell it. Aren't you open? I didn't hear anything. When I was downstairs, they came back up and they were gone. I'm gonna let you talk to her. I'm talking to her about that. Talking to her about separation and everything, about things she lost. I don't know what else to say, like, I freaked out. I was in my kid. I heard like a little commotion upstairs, but I didn't think anything of it. Mm-hmm. And then you went back upstairs and she was dead. I could see like she was about to see. I'm choking her for that. Did she kill him? They're blue. Both of them. Yeah. She took both of them at that. I freaked out in the champagne.
Now here's the thing, not buying. Watts was charged not just with Shanann's killing, but all their killings. Charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder, unlawful termination of a pregnancy when she was pregnant, and 3 counts of tampering with pregnancy. He ended up pleading guilty to 9 charges and was sentenced to 5 life sentences without the possibility of parole in exchange for the death penalty being taken off the table. After he was sent to prison, Watts finally revealed to authorities what seemingly really happened that night, or at least this could be the real story. Very different than what he told his father. He says after the argument about divorce, he claims he then strangled Shanann to death. And when 4-year-old Bella walked into the room, he told her, "Mommy don't feel good." Wrapped Shanann's body in a sheet, put the body in his truck, drove it and the 2 girls, his daughters, to the oil site, where he smothered the children and hid the bodies.
I don't know about this part, honestly. Those are my kids. This is my baby. Every night. I don't see them. It's good. Every time I see pictures of them, I don't know how this could have happened. And being a dad was the best part of my life. So I took it all away.
I think that's the hardest part for us, Chris, is we see those videos, we see that love that you had for your girls. Like, it's obvious to us, and even to us, it's hard for us to understand how a dad who's given piggyback rides and, making snacks and watching princess movies and those kinds of things, how you get to that point,
I don't know. Like I said, it was just like something else was controlling me that day. I had no control over what I was like to fight back.
Yeah.
Incredibly hard to listen to, and especially chilling considering we may never really know what happened. That's all we have for you right now here on Sidebar. Thank you so much for joining us. And as always, please subscribe on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you should get your podcasts. You can also check us out on NBC's Peacock. And if you want to follow me, X, Instagram, my News Nation show, Jesse Weber Live, Monday through Friday, 11 p.m. Eastern. I'll see you next time, everybody.